Well, here we are. I got the leak from the water, the coolant outlet, which is right underneath, right there where my finger is pointing. Okay, all right. It's this whole big piece of plastic that bolts to the side of the engine, and it's got the thermostat in it and everything. Well, right here was the intake box. I took all this out already. All right, in trying to find where the coolant leak was coming from, and after watching and reading a whole bunch of videos and seeing, basically it says to take all this stuff out here. I'm going to take all this battery out here. I'm going to take all these electronics off and just try to get that box, that battery box, out of there so I can get access over here. So that's what I'm going to go through right now. I got a 10 millimeter there, 10 millimeter there. It was 10 millimeters to unbolt the batteries. So I'm going to pull all that apart right now and see. And then if you can see, let's see, let's turn the flash on. Let's show, see if you can see the coolant down there. There, you see all the coolant pooling down there? Look at all that. You see all that? It's all the way back. And it's all the way. And it's coming right from that big hunk of fucking shit right there. There's tubes going in there right here. Yeah. All that shit. This is bolted to it. And you gotta unbolt all this to get to this, to unbolt it, and then to replace this. I'm just gonna replace it. So I'll show a couple of videos as the progress goes. Okay. Okay, I started taking all this apart to get it out. All right. There was 3 10 millimeters. One right there, one there, one there. Pull them all out. Use the long extension. All right. This door just pops out of this, and it carries all these wires with it. Okay, so you're pretty cool on that one. That was a good one. Then the next thing I had to figure out was pull these out, and then I came to this. All right, this is mounted to the box. Okay, so what I did was, it was a little tough to pull these things. I put a screwdriver in there and I pried it up a little bit, and then it like rolls back and unlocks. So you got to do that to both of these, and then these pop right out. Okay. And we'll pull these off this and that, and there you go. And that box is gonna come right up. All right, on to the next part. One part I missed was, as I tried pulling it out, there was this one little clip. Let's see if it was right there on the bottom of the box. I just used the needle's nose to pry it out, and it comes right out. All right. I got the box out. Here's that wiring harness. Okay, there's that. Here's a better view of this freaking piece of shit. It's right here. It's this whole shit. It's from right here to right there. I gotta get all these hoses off of it and get this thing, this top shit off. Bolted and all moved out of the way. Alright, but next, you wanna see this little stub right here? This clip? I'm gonna get this off so I can get these wires more out of the way. Okay. Now I went and I unscrewed this little screw. Okay. Get my finger on it. Alright. Everyone said, I watched one video, it was very informative. Said it came out here. It doesn't. It comes out there. So you unscrew it, and the screw doesn't come out. You loosen it, and then it basically just pour it out, and I pour it out into my pan here. All right, and it's empty right now. Also, I just opened up this cap here, just I guess rule of thumb practice. And then I came over here, I unscrewed these both. It was a star head. It was a star head that it took to let's see. Can you see? Okay. There was 4 of them. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. Be careful not to drop them. And then there was another 10 millimeter bolt here that held this. Also, I undid this vacuum line here from this pump, which was this line here. Had a little fitting there. just to get it out of the way. And then I basically just kind of pulled it all off and pushed it out of the way, okay? Just to get it out of the way. And then I came here, and then I pulled these clamps on either side, and then I took a flathead and just put it in there to break the seal, and then I pulled the hoses off. And now there wasn't really anything in there. It was pretty drained. And then, okay, and then I just put the hoses up out of the way. And then there's one more hose back here I gotta get off. And I believe there's a wire right here that runs to like a thermostat sensor. Alright, but I could probably get that off after I unbolt it. And then you can see one of the bolts right there. And probably I can't see it, but maybe my camera can. No. Oh, there it is in there. Yeah, one in there. And then there's two down at the bottom. So let's get this bad boy out and I'll let you see what it looks like. Okay, I got the 4 bolts out now. And they were 4 8mm bolts. Okay. And I used to make sure I didn't drop them. I had my trusty, as I pulled them out, I extracted them with my little magnet stick. But alright, now it's off. Now you can see. Look at that shit. So there's the gasket, okay, and I'm sure it's probably broken too or something like that, or whatever it may be. It's damaged and it's leaking. So let's see. Yeah, you can actually see how fucking broken it is. So I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna check it all out. I'm gonna order a whole new one. And I think when I was looking at them, I think Advanced Auto had it for like $75 and Amazon has it for like $25. Now, I know it's probably not the same quality, but with the life expectancy still in this vehicle, that $25 part looks pretty fine for me, since I did this anyway to save money. So, alright. Alright. I ripped it out, and this is what it looked like. It was like sucking the gasket in. And they broke it too. Fucking crazy, right? Alright. Time to replace. Alright. Guys, we got the new thermostat. We'll say this is like a thermostat valve system. Alright, I put it in with the 4 bolts. Alright, it was easy to put in. There's a lower hose down here behind this one here. There's a lower hose, alright, with a clamp. I suggest you connect that one first before you even bolt it on. Made it a lot easier for me. And then I slowly bolted it on. I got the bolts, ran through a little bit on each hole, and then I pressed it and I got them. I just made the bolts snug. I didn't torque them. It's a plastic piece. So then once all the hoses were hooked up, there was 1 here, 2 back there, which put that one on first. You got 3 here, and then 4 right here. Okay, and then you have a sensor, the thermostat sensor behind here. Okay. All right, and then you hook that. You just plug that sensor right back in there. Okay. Okay. Once I did that, that was all installed. Then I had to put this piece back in. Okay. All right. There's 4 screws. They're the star head ones. Okay. Since this is an aftermarket valve, they really didn't want to go in too easy, but once I just kind of gave it a little go with the with my screw gun, they went right in. All right, and then it's nice and tight. And then this bracket here, I had to take off. I'm taking everything out, and I'm about to put this one back in. Just bolt that one back in. And so far, that's everything I got installed. And then I gotta, yeah, actually I'll do it right here like this. All right, I got this oxygen hoses. Got to go back here. Okay. And then I'll put the clip up on that. And I just used a nice size channel lock. I used some like long needle nose pliers, and a ratchet and a screw gun with a star head on it. I really didn't need a whole lot more tools than that. So I'm just gonna keep on going here, and I'll show you as the step-by-step goes. Okay, I got the battery tray in. There's 3 10mm bolts at the bottom. It's pretty much 10mm for everything. And then once I got the tray in, I had to put this door back in place. These little clips. Once you like get it seated, like you want to push down and get that clicked in right there. It's on both sides. Okay, see there. And then there's these little clips I had to push in there. And then I put the wires back inside this little holder here that's on the battery tray. You push them back in, and they kind of just click back in, and then you push this lever over and it clicks, and that one too. And then once that was done, I dropped the battery back in, and then I put the 10mm. This is 10mm too. I put the ground on, and I didn't hook the power up yet, but I'm sure that's a 10mm also. And I'll hook the battery up, and I'll just put the cover on, and that's done. And then I put the bottom part of the airbox in, and there's like just 3 little 1, 2, yeah, little prongs that just go inserts that go inside the rubber grommets there to seat in there. And then another 10mm bolt. It was a pretty long bolt, like about that long. Went right there. And that's it so far. I haven't put the intake in. I cleaned I had a K&N air filter in this. I just cleaned it also. I didn't get to throw that back in yet. So I'm going to put the positive back on, bolt it up, put the cover on. And once that's dry and oiled, I'll put the intake back in. And there's a couple little hoses for that. I'll show that. And then I'll start filling with antifreeze and start it up. And just keep pouring antifreeze until all the air's out. Alright. Alright, I put the battery cover back on. And then here's the top part of the intake. This little hose gets plugged in. It goes over pretty nicely. It's like a little, like, you know, it just sleeves over nice. Phillips head. Tighten it up. And then here's this. I'm going to wait a second for this, but this goes right there. And then you had this hose that came from actually that thing that I wound up throwing up over here. It actually goes down to the thermostat that I replaced. And then that gets booted there. Alright, that's all seated nice. See, it goes right here. And the hose is from that thermostat valve. It runs to your heater core. I saw it ran right here to your heater core, where you see those hoses right there. They actually both run into it. And this one too. So yeah, that's what those are. So this is all back together now, and I'm gonna put the cover shield on and the air filter, and then I'll start filling the reservoir, and then start it, and then keep filling the reservoir until it won't take no more. So, and that's what I do. Like, I'm no expert. I just do this to save money. You know, I'm a family man. So, and I'm a bit of a gearhead and an engineer, so why not, right? So once I fill that up, hopefully it's good, and we'll get a little more out of this car.